Yeah, it's good to stretch before a D&D session, I've found.
Yep.
Really.
Yeah, it's no different than stretching for a football game.
Nope, it's exactly the same. You don't want to pull a hammy in the middle of a session. Imagine the embarrassment that you would feel if you had to bow out because of a, you know, ruined hamstring. Also, if you get injured in game, it can really have a deleterious effect on your career, uh, your D&D career. One bad move, and you'll never get invited to another game. So do your stretches. It's good to stretch before a game. Everyone knows that.
Sorry, I can't hear you over the aggressive sound of my own grunting and harumphing.
Well, I better make sure the sound on my stream works.
Uh, yeah, great question. Hold on, I'll check it. I can hear myself, which is always fun. Bill, say something.
Something dark side.
Yeah, you might be slightly quiet, or you're definitely quieter than me on the stream, but some generous soul named Pika DeWumpus says that the sound is working and can confirm. Thanks, Pika.
Am I too quiet? Hold on, I can probably turn myself up a little bit.
I can hear you fine.
And that's all
Well,
that really matters.
I can hear you too well.
there it is. All right, let me see. I wonder if I can turn myself up. Because I know I could turn
I
myself
mean,
up
don't do that
manually.
in front of us. Come on, do that in your own time.
How about that? Is that any louder?
Um, say it again.
Say again. Am I any louder?
I think so, just slightly, which is good. Yeah, Pika confirms.
Word. Thanks, Pika. All right, while we're waiting for other people to get here, I wonder if I can.
Well, first of all,
Hold on.
welcome, Pika and others, to, by my count, session 42. Although, according to Twitch, that's incorrect. Always good to be disagreeing with the stream.
All right. I have 2 pieces of featured art today. See if I can get them to work on here.
See if I can.
Nope. All right, here's the first one. Yeah, here we go. Okay. This is the first one. This is, I believe it was called Slime Boy by Foxy Proxy, I believe, did this one. Could you see that on the stream? Look at that. Slime. And then, oh wait, hold on. And then I got this other one here. This is an Ethan Doodle. Good old Ethan Doodle of a character with a snake around its neck. Or a snake around their neck, I should say. We've got a lot of talented artists in the Discord. I think next week we'll put. There's another one that just got put up today from Cam. Those are both excellent. Well done. Could you see both of those in the stream?
I think so. I saw them.
Well, that's good. All right, so. Oh, sake, did you see what shirt I'm wearing, by the way? It's the new one, 2024 shirt. Look at that. How's it look?
Looks good. Did you wash it yet?
No. But I haven't worn it yet either. I mean, I'm wearing it now.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it shrunk at all.
If it does, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's a new brand, so I don't know how we're gonna shrink. How much we're gonna shrink.
Well, we're all shrinking, so they say. Listen, last session was one of my favorite sessions ever. It was epic in pretty much every way. And I'm wondering if you would like to recap it, because it's been 2 weeks since our last session, which is longer than the average span between sessions for y'all. And I figured that, and plus, listen, I don't want to assume anything, but there may have been some drinking that happened last session.
No,
Just to
that
throw
can't
that
be
out
right.
there. We're gonna get in trouble. I'm drinking right now. It's just pure vodka. No, that's water.
Giver of
It's water.
life.
It's water.
I don't want anybody else.
All right, we
Wanna
can. That's
take
all
the
right.
moonbeam to your sex shadow. Oh.
That was such a great quote. Yeah, I like the quote board edition. Please feel free to use it, anyone. It was pretty epic. We had some amazing quotes. All right, so thanks for that, Zerwin. It's pretty good. I like that one. By the way, I wish that everyone could have seen the look on my face when you sent me that picture, Zerwin, of your Father's Day present, because it was amazingly epic. It's one of the best paintings I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, who wants to do the recap? Because if I remember correctly, you went to a drinking party, but before that, you were in a quarantine. Am I right? And before that, did you meet a mysterious stranger, or was that the session before? That might have been the session before.
3 weeks ago we met, or 4, whenever the 2 sessions ago was, we met a mysterious stranger. It looks like 3 weeks ago. Last time on
Hello
whatever
and
we're
welcome to
calling this
DnD
campaign.
stream. What
Yeah.
are we calling this campaign?
The Wondrous Adventures of Ezra's Roustabouts. Last time we did a little bit of research about Drunel Hall. Didn't find out anything especially meaningful, but it's an island about the size of a Madagascar, whatever that is, or maybe even a continent-sized island. It's very isolated. There are 2 castles in the city of or town of Journal Hall. It's on the island of Joram. It's strange that there would be 2 castles in one town. I wonder if that's gonna come into play when we go there. 2 different families vying for control of the town or city. There's a local legend about a tree that's 5,000 years old, which always gives acorns every year. It's a sacred tree, but lost to time. No one knows where it is. There's a legend about a witch who lives deep in the earth and steals children. Like abducting, not like dipping them in molten metal. There's a myth about fog or mist that can eat people. There's a quarry nearby. We went back to the quarantine. We met Jeremy. Dirk got a pastry. Jeremy's going to be a fan favorite.
Yeah, yeah. Well, can we skip over Jeremy, please? I was bullied. All right, I was bullied. Flat out bullied.
When we went back to the quarantine, we learned that there had been a fire in a house outside the compound, and that fire had been caused when a witch and a demon arrived together onto the Radiant Citadel out of nowhere. The demon was dead, but presumably that doesn't stop them from being on fire. Oh, and we found a pig monkey harpy thing in the dungeon. 8 feet tall, really long arms, short, thick legs, with hooves, tusks. It's an Alfeshni, and it was sent by someone that we presume is Grazitz. It doesn't look like it should be pronounced Grazitz. It looks like it should be pronounced Graz. Anyway, he's gonna rearrange my family's house and the Eladrin house that my family served. That's House Operon. If we continue on our current course of action. There was also a barbed devil, a Balgura, some dretches, some imps, and a human woman nude chained to the rear wall. This woman is Eve. She might be a witch. She might have arrived here with a demon.
How do you
She said,
know she's a witch?
she doesn't have a tongue. Her tongue was cut out as a child. So we had to kind of communicate with her telepathically using Dirk, who is a telepath. I wonder if that's somehow involved with his backstory, because he refused to change that feat, even though I strongly suggested he do. Although it helped us this one time in 41 sessions. But I'm not bitter. We're gonna try to help Eve a little bit. And we're able to get her some clothing. We kind of loosen the chains on her arms. She seemingly promises that she won't kill anybody else. One of the things she had done early on is she had like turned and there's a bunch of tattoos down her back or markings. And they had made a man go crazy and kill himself, I think. Content warning. There may be references to suicide and other adult content in this stream. Oh yeah, and we brought Matilda to the house. Borgel loves Matilda.
What's Matilda? A giant toad. A giant cave toad.
Yeah, Matilda's a cave toad. She says she was attacked by weird melty people, and it burned when she ate one, and that's how she got here.
Some gnarly indigestion from eating demons.
Sounds just like
It kind of turned into nighttime, and a letter I had received from the Feywild, or Ezra had received from the Feywild, which is where Ezra's from, lit up, and it produced an illusion with a message. And a archfey, a kind of androgynous, semi-mask archfey, had a recorded message calling Ezra a pernicious little twat, and telling Ezra that
Also a delectable little peach.
I forgot about that part. I'll add that to the notes. Several of the higher ups in the Eladrin house that Ezra and his family had served. One was kidnapped, and the leader of the house was actually murdered. But Dav, the archfey, said that he, by whom or what, I cannot say. Which doesn't mean that he doesn't know. Just means he can't say. And then I had a lovely little chat about what the Feywild is like, which was exciting for me because I've been thinking about it a lot.
It was a real learning opportunity for everyone involved.
And then we went back to the quarantine compound again. Oh, that's when we got Eve some clothes, gave her the clothes, and loosened her chains. And then after
Listen, can I just say you're really skipping over an incredibly important part of the episode, which was the bakery that you passed to buy an entire carrot cake, and then you passed again to buy more snacks on the way out. And as everyone knows, late afternoon, early evening is the best time for pastries.
I mentioned that Dirk got a pastry, although maybe it was a slice of carrot cake.
No,
That might have been a
it was an entire fucking carrot cake.
listen. Whoever's taking these notes is not doing their job. Sergeant Klimper is in charge of the quarantine compound. That doesn't matter. So then we went to a master of pubs or a master of bars competition.
Yeah,
There
what was that
was
like?
a darts competition, which Jana just slayed, absolutely slayed. There was an arm wrestling competition, which Dirk made it to the semifinals in, but lost to Gunner, who's a Loxodon, an elephant man. Um,
It's hard to
uh,
beat the Elephant Man in arm wrestling. It's going to be tough.
and then there was a reference to maybe some people might have been drinking in real life or just being really good at role play. And
Very, very good role
there's
play.
there's a really helpful note here that says, "Then I lose track of some things." Um, so there was a singing competition. There was a dance. Was there dancing?
Yeah, there was dancing. Yeah. So
Was that all of them?
no, there was the drinking competition that
Oh,
happened.
drinking.
Yeah, and you're forgetting about everyone's favorite character except for
Well, I'm getting
Dirk.
there.
Oh, okay.
Cornelius Skip.
Yeah.
Um, who Publia uh uh is Lefty is also from the island of Joram, and he wins the whole competition. But I'm not bitter. Um,
Dirk found a new coat.
Dirk found a new coat. So his family had built one of the castles in Drunel Hall, but they left. And then he was in the Feywild for a while, and then ended up on Kryn, where he founded a little city called Wonder. He also told us that there's a way to get to the Feywild from Joram. He wandered around and found a door in a really big oak tree.
He also
Went to,
he also bought everyone in the bar a drink. Did a lot of backslapping, gave Zerwin a monster hug, and flirted shamelessly with Jaina.
and then he's going to hang out with us for the rest of the evening, so we can start that right now. We
Oh,
join the group in medias res. In media res? Is there an S on media? No. Medium is the singular. In the middle of the res.
yeah, that's right. Wow, it was well done. Um, listen, thanks for taking notes, Ezra.
You're welcome, Dad.
Geldis wasn't here, so I'm sure he appreciated catching up on all the things. We did not enter you into any of the contests, Geldis, so you didn't win any, but you were drunk. So actually, we're gonna skip the rest of the night. The rest of the night passes in a drunken haze. Um, you don't know when you return back to your brand new house, right? That you purchased last time. Everyone's got a
Rented.
room rented. Sorry, everyone's got a room in their new house. You're not sure what time you got in, but everyone made it back to their rooms except for Zerwin, who decided to go down to check on Matilda and fell asleep on the stairs to the basement. um, everyone is, you know, the haze of what happened and the bizarre drunken dreams that you enter into. Everyone does go home alone, by the way, except for Dirk, who went home with a jacket,
I mean, I
a
assume we
fur
all
coat.
went home together.
Right, but what I mean is everyone went to bed alone. The hazy dreams of alcohol are shattered in a terrible and abrupt way when you are awoken relatively early in the morning by panicked screams of sheer terror. I'm not going to actually scream into the microphone because, you all have to listen to me. But there is definitely some panicked screaming happening right outside.
Panic screaming right outside. Well,
Are there windows available to look out?
Um, Depending on where you are in the house, some of you can see outside. You can't from your room, Galadus.
what about from the
Owen can.
second or third floor?
What about from the stairs on the basement?
No.
No.
Incredibly, you can't see outside from the stairs in
Uh,
the basement. It's a
I'll go
design
to-
flaw.
I guess
I'll
that
go
makes
into
sense.
Owen's room and look out the window.
Okay. You can see out front, and whatever's screaming is happening out in your yard, it looks like, or it sounds like. So there's some screaming happening in your yard.
What time is it?
An ungodly hour for your piercing headache, but probably mid-morning.
Can I tell
I
what's
I
screaming?
I run out there. I pull my axe out and burst out the door.
Yeah, I throw my robe on and head on out.
Your mouths collectively taste like several ages of rodents died in them. And you're not positive, but there might be like fur growing on your tongues. And the light that pierces your skull as you burst forth into the yard is a terrifying display of the auroral diamond, and also a literal mind or skull splitting pain. Not to mention the screaming, which has amplified as you've opened the doors and burst into the yard. There you see a man, um, a, a man being suspended upside down by his ankle, as Borgel has lifted him off the ground and is gently shaking him like this.
Borgel, what's going on here?
Who's the man?
I'm going back to bed.
Is it Skip?
Never seen the man.
Oh, well, then we'll let Borgle kill him.
Borgel,
Borgel
what's going
found
on
man.
here?
Borgel found man in yard. Borgel think this bad man. But
Well,
the man who's now like, upside down, several feet above the ground, right? It's like, I'm not a bad man. I'm not a bad. What the actual fucking fuck?
Borgel, I think you can put him down now, and we'll try to glean from him directly who he is and why he's here.
Okay. And he drops him, and the man lands on his head and shoulders in the yard, with
Delicately, Borgel.
with a painful
Delicately.
thump. Borgel belches loudly and then lays back down under his tarp and rolls back over.
Thank you, Borgel. All right, so who are you?
What? Now that he's on the ground, sort of, stuttering, you see that he's wearing some sort of official insignia of some sort.
What does
This
that
is-
insignia look like?
This is
What
probably
the
not
fuck
good
is
here.
that? There's a giant with fucking black hands sleeping in your fucking yard.
We'll
he's
ask
a-
the questions.
He's a friend of ours. Sorry, we're maybe a little on edge. You did just wake us up. We were kind of having a late morning of it. I notice your official-looking insignia. Who are you?
He looks down at his clothes and suddenly remembers that he's alive and has a job. And he straightens himself up and dusts himself off. Yes, well, you've been summoned to a meeting with Speaker Shola
Oh,
at her
Right.
office.
Right now?
As soon as possible, yes.
Okay.
It's of utmost importance, and you're supposed to bring everyone, but not that fucking thing.
Okay.
That thing's name is Borgle. You want to stay and hang out with him?
Nope, I gotta go. Bye. He turns
What's your
like on
name?
his heel and walks out.
Please let her know we'll be there presently.
Okay, yep.
What's your name?
That's it for us.
I don't think
Adding it to the
Fesafedeva was
notes.
a very nice guy.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to spell that one later.
Fesafedeva.
Well, how about we grab a quick pastry from the shop and head on over? Can we round our whole group up? Should we bring our Ursine friend, who we've all forgotten about?
Ira?
No. No.
Oh, we're not bringing her. Is she sharing the house with us?
Nope. Everyone has a place to live except for Borgle, who's staying in your yard. We talked about you might not remember this last time. She's got a one of your old rooms at the inn is where she's staying.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, let's grab a quick pastry and head on over to see Speaker Shola. Let's see if maybe we can ask her about our yacht also while we're there.
Okay, you all collectively feel like absolute dog shit.
When we stopped to get pastries, I stopped to get a beer as well.
Little hair of the dog.
You betcha.
The pastry shop owner, when you walk in, or I guess I should say the person behind the counter. You don't know if they're owner. She's she's a kind of chubby gnome, who has very like rosy cheeks and a very kind of friendly demeanor. And when you enter this time, she's like, "Oh, oh dear. Yes, I see. Come
I
in.
walk
Come
right
in."
up to her and I go, excuse me, I'm looking for a wool jacket.
No. That's home in your bed. You woke up with it this morning. You missed that part.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Yeah. You don't
Should I give
actually.
it back to her?
It's not hers. You don't actually know where the wool jacket came from. You just woke up to one next to one without any memory of how it got there. It is a lady's jacket, though. It's quite nice.
Okay, then I'm wearing it. Sorry, I'm just catching up.
She says, "How was the cake, dear? You're the one who bought the carrot cake."
Yeah.
And
So it was so good.
I'm so
Really-
glad.
It was really good. It was very carroty, but not too carroty.
Yes.
You know, which is a hard.
You didn't eat it, did
Right.
you? That's okay. Come, you bought it, and that's all that matters to me. I have
Okay.
something for you all. Well, I shouldn't say I have something for you specifically. I have something for people like you, that being the extremely hungover variety. And she bustles around the back and she pulls out these like little cakes. They're really quite small, and then these little vials of some sort of dark liquid.
I turned to Jana and I'm like, "You guys are hungover? I'm still hammered."
Yes. Dirk's probably still drunk, yeah.
What's inside the vials? I hope it's not more liquor.
No. It's a family secret, but you will feel better, I promise.
I'd tear one open and
Drink it immediately.
yep.
I
Actually,
observe Zerwin closely.
I put
Yeah,
some
I'm
on my
watching
finger. I
them.
put some on my finger and rub it into my eyeballs.
Do you feel better after that?
Oh man.
I turned back to Jana. I'm like, "Is that how dwarves drink?"
And then I drink the rest of it.
It doesn't taste very good. It's kind of like licoricey. But yeah, you feel better almost immediately.
It
This is
smells like
amazing.
it has star anise in it. Do you say anise or anise?
It's
Anus.
yes, dear.
I always like to hear how
Don't
people
forget the
pronounce that word.
cake.
I'm partial to anise
I
myself.
eat that too.
Never forget. You ate the cake!
Does the cake say eat me?
No. No, that's what she says to you all because you're being obnoxious. No, the cake is really dense and it's savory. You're expecting it to be sweet. And it's a little chewy, but it's good. It tastes a little bit like cheesy bread, like cheesy breadish kind of thing. Like really like a you know what it tastes like? It's like if you made a bread but it collapsed while it was rising, but then you baked it anyway and it had some sort of cheese in it. That's what it tastes like. It's
So
good.
focaccia.
The focaccia is really light and fluffy. This is like dense. But yeah, it's good.
Oh,
And the best part is you don't feel nauseous after you eat it. So
that's
What about
great.
that headache?
headache's gone. You feel better.
Woo! Thank you for that. What do you call those things?
All right, I'll take it.
I say, how many of those vials do you have back there?
Currently?
Yeah.
Well, they come together, the cake and the vial, and I have 7 more.
We still have a bag of holding, right?
It might be expensive, Dirk. Maybe we should save those for some of the other, peasantry who might have similar constitutions this morning.
Well, I
Okay.
heard there was a contest last night, and so I stayed up late baking these and
Very
mixing the
thoughtful.
potions. Well, yes, they're 20 gold apiece.
Good God. All right, fine.
Owen, pay the man. Lady. Pay the baker. Pay the piper.
You're gonna make.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen has literally no money left because he spent it
Oh,
all on the
right, yeah,
talking
he does have
sword.
he has the
I'll
least.
pay. I'll pay for it. So how many did we buy? 4?
It'd be 120, right?
5.
Then
5.
I suppose
Why?
100.
Gelidus?
He didn't drink last night.
Oh, yes, he did.
Oh. All
He
right.
didn't
Okay.
talk very much.
100 gold
Geldis,
pieces.
you get real quiet when you drink.
Yeah.
It's because as I drink, I people watch.
Oh,
It's amazing
Yeah,
what you get to see when people get drunk.
Wild drunk.
Euphemism
I'll
for
try it
pickpocket.
sometime.
Why are your pockets so jingly this morning?
I don't know. He starts going through his pockets, pulling out random things.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Oh, hold on. If we're gonna go through your pockets, I actually have some things that are in there.
Oh, damn
You
it.
have a pocket watch, but you don't know what a pocket watch is. In fact, none of you do. But it's a round object that has a button on it that a flap clicks open, and then there's like gears inside that you can hear turning, but all instead you see are some numbers. And it was on a chain. You have a fork with 6 tines. You should write these down, Gelidus. You have a gold pocket watch, a fork with 6 tines, a coin that has on one side a picture of a crusty looking old white dude, and on the other side an eagle. It's gold. And you have a half of a locket that has a name on it. Ted.
Just Ted.
Just Ted. And
Okay.
a small, shiny blue rock. Oh, and the equivalent of like 18 gold. You're not sure how much of that belongs to your friends, but none of it was yours previous to last night.
All right.
Everyone sees all the things because he's like, oh, what do I have in my pockets? And he like brings them out one at a time. So everyone gets to see this great collection.
When he pulls out the gold, I go, those are mine.
Oh, well, sorry about that. They liked my pockets better. They knew you were going to spend them, so that's why they fell in my pockets.
That's fine. You can hold them, but when I need them, you have to give them to me.
Okay. I can do that.
That's not my rock, is it?
What rock do you mean, Jenna?
The Stone of Good Luck.
Oh,
It is not the Stone of Good Luck.
Okay.
thank God. It was about to be a civil
Checking.
war.
We've got a Kender.
You know, though, Jenna, now that you're looking at this rock, it does seem to ring a weird bell.
Can I roll perception?
Sure.
I support.
Does anybody
What?
know who Ted is? Were we drinking with him last night?
I don't
By
recall
weird
meeting
bell, do you
anyone
mean
named
like
Ted.
the sound is like?
Or maybe it's been squashed like a horse stepped on it, so it's not quite a perfect circle anymore.
He goes
I
clank.
thought you guys were talking about Ted.
I rolled 14.
Fuck is Ted?
Not enough.
Roll again.
You can't.
I just did.
Oh, you gave her the help action?
Help action.
Oh, okay. Then you can roll again.
What
Wow.
the heck?
It's another 14, folks.
Nice. I'll tell you
Nice
what.
journey.
In the effort of consistency, or in the name of consistency, I will say that it's not an unpleasant bell that's been rung about this rock. It's not like a terrifying one, but it does. You're like, God, I think I remember that rock.
Only Jana feels that way about the rock.
You said it's blue.
It's blue. It's shiny.
Does it ring bells for any of the rest of us?
No.
Interesting.
All right, guys.
What do you do? We think we're ready to go see Speaker Shola now? We've
gotta
wasted
find
enough
Ted
time in a
first.
pastry shop.
Are we not gonna go find Ted?
Ted will come to
Well,
us.
The way
Ted?
the way things like this work, Dirk, is that I just temporary hold things for people, and then eventually the objects they decide that they need to either go back to their original owner or they find a new owner.
Do all clerics do this?
No,
You've
gotta be
met
honest.
clerics before. You
Oh, but
know
I haven't.
clerics.
I mean, Gelidus is the one I know the best, though.
Hmm.
Figure he's the one I can ask.
Do all clerics steal shit from everyone? Is that?
Yeah.
No, that's what happens. Yeah.
Or
This sounds like a
accumulate
very
random
complicated
objects.
way of saying stealing, Gillis. Sounds like a
I'm
very
offended.
roundabout. That's fine. I do that regularly.
Well, that's true, Dirk. But we're friends here. The way it works is that things decide who their owners are going to be. We don't decide who the owners are.
Are your hands involved in that decision?
I don't
Agree to
know how these
disagree.
got in my pockets.
Agree to disagree.
Also, you can roll if you want to try to decide if he's telling you the truth or not. That would be really amusing for you guys to make those rolls.
That's insight.
Yeah.
If Gelidus is telling the truth?
Yeah.
20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, he absolutely believes everything he's saying to you.
I mean,
I appreciate your
believe
candor, Gelidus.
I think you're a klepto.
Try
So I
to
appreciate your candor.
be as conscious of it as you can, because if somebody catches you taking something, that could be bad for all of us. Mostly you, but
So the Speaker Shola's office, when you arrive, is empty, but the meeting room where you remember that her office is adjacent to a meeting room, you hear the sounds of people in the meeting room, so you make the correct assumptions. And you enter. Inside, you do see Speaker Shola, and you also see Skip, who's seated next to her. In addition, you see a couple of other new characters. You see a wizened old gnomish man and a tall, straight-backed, mustachioed, blonde-haired man who is well-groomed and well-kept and wearing an immaculate uniform.
Sorry, you said gnomish man, like He's not a gnome. He's a man.
No, a
It's a
male
gnomish-
gnome
Okay.
as opposed to a female gnome instead of a gnomish woman. And a Harengon. Does anybody know what that is? I'm gonna describe to you what you see.
Yeah, the word sounds familiar.
What you see is a giant rabbit that is a person also. It's a rabbit person.
Oh yeah, the Herringon.
Yeah. I'm not actually sure that's how you pronounce it because I've only seen it written down, but whatever.
So
Um,
Oh, the
it's like a Bugs Bunny type,
well, they're wearing
like,
clothes.
but it's an upright.
It
like,
is. It is upright. Yep.
There's a
It has opposable
bipedal-
digits. It's bipedal. Yep.
But it's
Yeah,
got
it's
like a rabbit's
like a
head.
dragonborn.
Very much like a dragonborn,
Yeah,
only
for
with a rabbit.
rabbits.
Yeah.
but a rabbit. We call them rabbitborns where I'm from.
Yeah, it's like going to the
Not
mall.
even true.
You don't know that. Perception check.
If
Insight.
I literally
You're
do.
wrong.
I created reality. All right. So, all right. Yes, you see the hair gone. Speaker show the motions for you all to sit. Please grab a seat. You all know Skip, I think. By the way, Skip does not look hungover. He looks perfectly comfortable.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, he's he's wearing casual clothes, but they're clean and neat. He's showered or bathed himself. When you all come in, he makes a lot of friendly smiles and waves, and bows slightly when he sees Jenna, and then sits back down.
I just telepathically say to Ezra, "This fucking guy."
Uh,
Ezra shoots an affirmational glance towards Dirk.
The wizened gnomish man is introduced as Farian Taos. He is a representative of the Fey Kingdom on the island of Joram. And the Harengon is introduced as Bundo Sitzpickler.
Don't do that. Don't make that the Herringon's name.
Oh yeah,
It's not allowed to be Bundo Sitzpickler.
Bundo
Literally
Sitzpickler.
any
Sitz
other
Piggler?
Sitzpickler.
Sitzpickler.
Yeah, it should be Sitzpinkler, but it's actually Sitzpickler because I thought it sounded better.
That's a name out of a Star Wars if I've ever heard one.
What if I just said Sitzpinkler?
That's
I just like
Baldur's
broke up
Gate 3 name.
Who's the tall-backed man?
The tall-backed man is named Borwell Nath.
of the back of many inches.
If only there was a Discord somewhere about names where I could have seen these already.
Borwell Nath. He so by the way, Bundo Sitzpickler. He
I'll
is
put that in the feedback and suggestions Discord.
Bundo Sitzpickler is a representative of a place called The Wild, which apparently is also on Joram. And Borwell Neth is a representative of the Empire, the Publian Empire.
I'm sorry. Who?
You are sorry? For what?
Pronunciation. The what empire?
The
Are you
Publian.
related? Are you related to Cornelius here? You may have met him as Skip.
I am familiar. Everyone knows the prince.
But you're not related to him.
I am not family, no.
But the
Are
empire
you?
is named after his family.
It is the family name, yes.
All right, thank you.
Please, everyone, sit down.
Are we still standing? I figured we had sat.
I sit.
Ezra sits.
I do this thing where I kind of sit on my tail.
They have chairs for people with tails here, man. You're not the only one with a tail in this place.
I sit in one of those chairs, though.
Yeah, they're called stools. They're pretty great.
That is not the same.
Sorry, they also have special tail chairs, which
Thank you.
have a back that has like a slot cut out of it, so you can sit down and slide your tail in the back and still have a backrest.
They fucking better have those.
Yeah, no, it's yeah,
ADA compliant.
no, it's mwah. Okay. So right, please call me Bodvel. We are all friends here. Yeah, I have
Good to meet
come
all of
to
you.
I've come to represent the Empire. I am what you might call high-ranking diplomat. I have come because I know there are rules that you do not know about, and I must tell you about them before you make your entrance to the Empire. First of all, you must always obey the laws, local and national. You must acknowledge all treaties. You must never break any treaties or laws. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Secondly, you must have with you always a guide, a diplomatic guide to make sure there are no incidents.
Understood.
We're definitely fucked on this fucking place, I'll tell you that.
Third of all, you must remember that everyone in the Empire is a subject of the Emperor. May he rest in peace, and may he live forever. That being said, all citizens have equal protection under the law. That is all. Do you have questions?
I telepathically say to Ezra, this place sounds specifically tailored to fuck us over.
As Ezra shoots Dirk an affirmational glance. Um. How will we know who's a citizen and who isn't? Who exactly are citizens of the Empire?
But didn't he say everybody in the Empire?
Okay, everyone, but does that include livestock?
It does
Does it
not
include
include.
wild animals?
I cannot tell if you are being serious or not. No, it does not
No.
include livestock.
My question is genuine. I come from a place where certain livestock might be considered sacred, or they might just be sentient. So I am asking genuinely. I want to ensure that we follow these rules. They're important. I've written them down. So I'm trying to get specific information about who might or might not be a subject. It says everyone, so does that just mean sentient beings?
All uh, all citizens' children get automatic citizenship
Okay. Regardless of
when they
race
are
or
born.
species.
If they are born in the Empire.
Okay.
Are we protected by the same laws as guests?
Yes.
Hot damn!
The wizened old gnome pipes up. But you won't be crossing any borders. Yes, stay in the Empire. You don't cross over into the Fey kingdoms unless you have specific invites. It's part of the treaties, which you probably don't know. So, one part of the treaty is citizens of the Empire must never cross the border into the Fey Kingdoms unless they have a specific invitation to do so.
Are those kingdoms on Faerun, or are they within a Fey plane?
The Joram is part of the border countries. The Harangon speaks up, and I'm here because there's also the wild, and if you come in there, you got to know before you go in the status of things, which is basically there's no laws nationally, but each region or city might have their own rules, and you got to figure them out for yourselves. And there's no one coming to help you.
That sounds cool. What happens if we break a law but we didn't know it was a law?
Uh, Borwell speaks up. This is why you have with you at all times the diplomat.
Is there any forbidden language or words? Because I talk a lot.
Not that I know of, unless the language hurts people.
I mean, not materially. Their feelings, maybe. Okay.
He gives you just a very flat face response.
Borwell, did you say you would be our guide? Or will there be another guide appointed for us?
No, you must find a guide.
Can we have the rabbit?
Everyone
think
looks really confused when you say that.
Derek,
And
I think he's
and
one
then
of the everyone that would be considered to have protection under the law. Like, I don't think that you can't, like, have a person.
Bundo leans over and says, "Did the lizard just call me a rabbit?"
Sorry, I meant that with utmost respect. Would you like to be our guide?
This is two separate places. There's the wild, and then there's the empire.
Yeah, but you've been to the first place before, right?
No, I
He's
mean,
from the wild.
But I
yeah,
mean the Empire. You've been there. You know the laws. You seem smart.
I don't qualify as a diplomat.
Oh, me neither. Know how that feels.
Bundo leans back in his chair after this exchange and pulls out a cigarette and lights it and starts smoking it.
Anything else that you think it would be important for a group of adventurers like us to know before we go to Joram?
I would say, he says, pointing his cigarette, from what I can tell from this group already, you should probably just avoid the wild. No
Great.
offense.
Is Drunal Hall within the Empire?
Yes, Juno Hall is near border.
Okay. And is it so it wouldn't be a capital then? It's not the capital of the Empire.
So back to last week. You remember 2 weeks ago? You remember that Skip told you that Juno Hall was the original capital, and then his family moved the capital when somebody else came and built another castle there. They were like, all right, well,
Right.
we don't need this. We'll go build a capital somewhere else, and they did.
Okay. Can you tell us the names of the two families that are vying for control of Drunal Hall? The ones residing within the castles?
It's not so much that there are families vying for control as it is that there are old, like, sort of bad feelings. And Borwell says, that will be up to the diplomat. I will write a letter home, and we will have someone assigned to you.
Thank you. That would be most helpful.
Skip actually leans forward and says, I could be their guide. And he sort of smiles at Borwell. But you are, well, Hold on now, Skip says before he could even get the tall mustachioed man can get a word out. You said they needed someone who knew the place and who was basically the equivalent of a high-level diplomat. Do I not fulfill both those requirements? But yes, but this is highly irregular. That's okay. I'm a highly irregular kind of guy. Besides, you came here to tell me I needed to come home. I'll come home. Well, I, he nervously fidgets with his mustache. This is within the rules, I suppose. This does not break any rules. Mm, mm, and he can't seem to get anything else out except for this doesn't break any. Like he wants to say no, but because it doesn't break any rules, he can't say no. And after like a kind of excruciating couple of seconds of his fidgeting, Skip says, "Right, it's settled then. I'll be your guide." He looks fairly pleased with himself. Is there anything else then?
I would like to ask Speaker Shola a few questions, but the representatives from Joram don't need to be here for that. It's something related to the Citadel itself.
But I would like to be here, says Bundo. And once he exhales the smoke, you realize it's not tobacco he's smoking.
Some hidden second thing. Speaker Shola, I was hoping to ask you if you had been updated about Ariat from the Shield Bearers, and if you might have any information about him and where his disappearance.
I wish that I had. No.
Do you know where he would have been living?
Yeah, yes, we've been to his house several times. There's no sign of a struggle. We assume that he was either called away or killed, as terrible as it sounds.
Do you know where the last place he was seen was? Was he heading to his residence?
He was seen at the Gloom's Edge. That's the last place he was seen, but probably just because there's a lot of people there all the time.
Right.
You lost a guard at the bar?
I mean, I didn't personally lose anyone.
Sorry to hear it.
Apology accepted. I think he just admitted to it, Speaker.
Speaker Shola gives you a small grin. Is there anything else we can help you with? I know that you guys are bouncing from place to place, but I do think finding the source of this and figuring out how to turn it off would be beneficial to everyone.
Oh, it's good to be on the move. A rolling stone gathers no tree ants and things like that.
I will say that the Emperor is not used to having outsiders come in and stick their noses in places. But we recognize the seriousness of the situation. That with
More of a snout, anyways.
the Aurora Diamond is vital, and the Empire will do what it can to help. So long as the rules are obeyed. Speaker Shola says the next Concord jewel we can have ready in about 5 or 6 hours.
Perfect.
Really good. Hey, Speaker, just because you're so well informed, I was just wondering if you had a favorite place to go and buy very helpful magic items in town that won't get you ripped off, and you get really good stuff.
Yeah, the Magus Imperium Magic Emporium is by far the best place in town. It's not even close.
I
could
liked
stop
you.
by there.
Sorry.
I was going to say we could stop in there again, Dirk, if you wanted to browse the wares some more. I put in a special order with Jean Cano, actually.
Is
Is
that
it John or Jean?
is it? Oh God.
Well, sorry, that was out of game asking our.
I'm not telling.
Okay.
Thank you for the recommendation, Speaker Shola.
Anytime.
What are you looking for, Dirk?
Cool stuff that's badass. I don't know.
I think we should try to get you some armor. That would allow you to
Maybe some of
maybe
that
still
scaled
be
armor.
stealthy.
Cool.
What? Aren't you already wearing scale armor?
Yeah, but the other kind.
Oh. Like, where the scales would be pointing the other direction or something? What do you mean the other kind?
No, where there's more and they're better.
Oh.
Bundo says, I got a question. What's the best food around here? Ooh,
Gloom's Edge.
thank you.
The pastry shop.
I'll check them both out.
What was
Cheers.
the name of the other tavern?
Keening over.
Keening over, yeah.
And Zerwin, which one were you, had you been working at? The Keening over?
I believe the Keening over.
Yeah.
Because that's what the name of the pendant.
Before we go, do any of you guys know Ted?
Not personally.
Who are you asking that to?
The people that we're visiting with, Speaker Shola.
They give you a lot of strange looks.
Skip, you'll be joining us at the Auroral Diamond in 5 or 6 hours?
The Conqueror Jewel that's taking you.
Right, we're on the Auroral Diamond. The Conquered Jewel.
Skip
That's what I
says,
said.
I'm free. Do you need help with anything?
I mean, unless you're handy at finding a missing shield bearer.
Shield bearer?
Yeah. Arya was the captain of the shield bearers, right?
I lean over to.
He's only been on the Radiant Citadel for 2 days. Sorry,
I
what'd you
lean
say,
over
sir?
to. I lean over to Ezra and I ask Ezra if we should talk to Shola about Eve.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Speaker Shola, there's one other very tiny, absolutely minute thing that we wanted to ask you about. So there is a magic user who appeared suddenly here on the Auroral Diamond. You may have heard about this one too. Just outside of the compound where the quarantine is, she arrived in with a dead demon. They caught a house on fire. She's being held in quarantine right now. Her back made a guy kill himself. Does any of that sound familiar?
I do remember the fire, yes, but I trust the quarantine to take care of itself unless I'm needed, in which case they usually come and ask for me or tell me.
Okay. Given the circumstances of her arrival and the aforementioned death of a guard, seemingly caused by her, I guess indirectly, the quarantine's taking some strong precautions to keep everybody safe and keep her from harming anyone else.
Oh, good.
We've been able to speak with her, and she, for what it's worth, she assures us that she's not going to harm anyone else. And I think she mostly just wants to leave.
Okay.
Zerwin, was there anything else in particular related to Eve? Her name's Eve. She doesn't have a tongue. She can't talk.
How do you know her name is Eve then?
My friend Dirk here, and Ezra pats Dirk on the back, is a telepath. He spoke to her mentally.
Did you see anything else of interest?
So long ago.
My recollection, as someone who was present and hearing it being told to you, is that you did see the scene where, like, she was asleep and the demon arrived and tried to kill her.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, there was a scene where she was asleep and then a demon tried to kill her, and she fought her off. With like very powerful fighting off.
Because you were seeing her thought process, you may have seen her tongue getting cut out when she was a child. If that thought like came to the surface, I don't know. That would be up to Bill. He's shaking his head
He's
for
shaking his head.
our podcast listeners. Bill is shaking his head.
I did forget about the podcast subscribers there for a minute.
It's an audio medium, Bill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a podcast, but we do have podcast subscribers, which is nice.
Sorry, that's an inversion of the internet. I just need to slowly drift away.
All right, I'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
All right.
Great.
Rusty Bucket. Rusty Bucket.
We gotta go to the. Well, I gotta go to the magic shop. What I meant was serpent scale armor,
Oh, okay.
because this scale mail is really just messing with my dexterity modifier.
I don't know the meaning of that.
You're gonna go back
Me
to the
neither.
Mago Imperium Magic Emporium?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Can we just spend all of our time there?
All right. um, sure enough, as you approach the doors, they are thrown open, and there is John himself. Dirk, baby, I knew you'd come back. I knew it. I knew it. Welcome
John,
back,
just
baby.
love you. Thank you. I got so distracted last time we were here, and now I really feel like I can focus.
Oh,
I came back prepared.
all righty then. That's terrifico. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. You got any serpent scale armor?
No, I don't have any serpent scale armor. I'm sorry, baby.
Do you have
The
any?
competition last night really cleaned out a lot of my stuff.
Do you have any magical scale mail or any magical medium armor at all?
Let me check, baby. Let me check. I'll be right back. All right. You stay here. Um. Yeah, he can summon up at the very least. Scale +1. I've got this suit, and Dirk, let me tell you, a nip here, a tuck there, and it will look amazing on you, baby, because you have an incredible physique.
Like when you laugh when you say that. And it doesn't give me a stealth disadvantage.
You still
It
have the
will.
disadvantage to stealth, but it would increase your AC by an extra +1, which is pretty good.
All right. How much is it, baby?
How much is it for you or for anyone else?
You
I
know what I mean, baby.
I do. I think because we've been friends for all this time,
So
I
much.
can give you this armor for 8,000 gold. Don't tell anyone else.
Sure, absolutely. I will not tell them that.
This is my last suit.
Yeah.
I've really been cleaned out because of the big competition here.
You seem like a guy who's been cleaned out. I telepathically say to Ezra, is that way too much or is it just me? I don't know money.
Um,
Thumbs up if it's too much, thumbs down if it's too little.
Can I make a insight check about how I feel about that cost?
Yeah.
I know how I feel. 22. But whether or not that feels expensive to me, the
Well, if you're gonna do
person
an insight
playing
check,
Ezra,
what you're doing an insight check on is like
is he charging too much?
yes, is he charging too much? And the answer seems your insight's pretty good. Nope, he doesn't. He's not overcharging. It's probably right in line with what it should be.
8,000 to get a +1?
It's this is the problem, is that everything is more expensive on the Radiant Citadel. Like everything, and it's been that way the whole game.
Sure. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to that 8,000. What was it? It was
I think
it
that
was
you asked me last time you were here about a portable hole. Is that right? You still want that, baby? You want to see it?
I did. I asked you about a portable hole.
Do you want to see it? It looks fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see the. Mm,
Yeah, all right.
mm,
He comes out with
mm.
like it's a black circular hole. It's
Sure.
weird.
Sure.
Now check this out, right? And he reaches in and he pulls out like another bag full of gold coins and then puts it in his pocket. You can put anything in there, baby. It's amazing.
Dirk,
Yeah.
before you buy this, how
We
are
have a bag
you
of holding.
expecting to use it?
Oh, I thought it was just an actual hole, and I could put a hole in a wall. That's fine.
I don't
How
think
much
it
is
works
that?
that way.
Yeah, that's fine. How much for that ring again? You still got that ring?
Which ring
I
did you
forgot
want?
how. Wanted the ring
Ring
that
of
would
scaled
make me,
resistance?
immune to fire.
That was 6,300.
I'm gonna buy that today, baby.
You want the ring?
I
I
want the
knew it.
ring,
I knew it.
honey bear,
He
Pookins. I just couldn't resist.
Baby, it looks fantastic on you. Put it on, put it on. Oh, look at that. Oh, what a fit.
I already
It's
feel more immune. I
it's
feel it already. Am
terrifico.
I supposed to feel it immediately? I feel it so fast.
As soon as it touches your skin, baby, it's amazing. I'll tell you what.
You said 63. Sorry, I'm putting it in.
62.50 for you.
62.50. Amazing. That's harder math. Thank you. It feels like that was intentional. And I appreciate it.
How about the rest of you? Does anybody else want anything while you're here? Jana? Geldis? I know you might be looking for something.
Unless you have any more of them luck stones laying around, but you
Ooh,
didn't last time,
yeah.
and I totally understand. You've been quite busy, had a lot of shoppers.
I don't have any more luck stones, baby, but I put an order in, and the next time you come here, I'll have them for you. I promise. All right, that's terrifico.
Thank you, John.
I don't need anything, but do you happen to know what this is? And he pulls out the pocket watch.
Um. Oh, that's yeah. I do actually. Where did you get that? That is terrifico. All righty then. Look at that.
He'll hand it over so you can take a look at it.
He, holds it up, winds it, and when he winds it, it starts fucking ticking, which maybe might freak one or two of you out. Then he hands it
Can
back.
someone please cast detect magic immediately?
Oh, it's
What'd you
not
do say?
magic, baby. It's just it's a machine, really. It's fantastic little machinery. It's well, it's amazing.
What does it do?
Well, it tells you what time it is. The problem is that it's not set to local time. It's someplace else, and you have to keep winding it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Maybe we could set it to the time in Joram. I mean, remember there were tales of a witch who lived underground and would steal children. I guess it's possible we could end up underground or in a dungeon. Could be
Yeah.
useful to have a watch.
What the
It's the only
fuck are
Sorry,
you
a
reason.
talking
clock.
about?
It's the only reason you would need something to tell you time if you don't have access to the sun. That's
Are
literally
we
the only reason.
are we bringing children with us?
No, but
Then what
maybe
the
someone
fuck are
asks
you
us to go
talking about?
underground and kill the witch or something.
Okay.
I just, I'm trying to be thoughtful about the ways that we could use the assets we have,
H-
like a leader might.
How much is it worth?
Uh, I couldn't
I
tell
do
you,
like
baby,
that
because I
question.
can't sell it. It's not magical. This is a magic emporium. Don't forget, all right then. I could
I don't
maybe
even.
try to find a buyer for you, if you want me to.
Geldis will look at the rest of the group. If
I
not,
think
it'll sit in my pocket until it decides it wants to leave.
yeah, it's more valuable in our possession, I think.
Maybe we can talk to Ash.
I was actually just gonna mention him. Did he give us the book that we have to give to the grandmother / school teacher?
Yeah, he did.
So we have that book. What kind of book is it?
If I recall correctly, it was wrapped up tight, and he was
Mm,
like, "Do not open this. It is a cursed object.
yeah, you're right.
You are my friends. Please don't accidentally curse yourselves. Give it to
Who's
the woman
got
whose job it is to break curses."
who's got it though?
You do, Zerwin.
Not according to fucking D&D Beyond.
Well, he gave it to you, so write it down.
Yeah. 2,000 gold. Please do not open the box or unwrap the book or open the book. It's all cursed. Yurtha Dranlin I'm guessing that's the name of the person. Is that the grandmother or the school teacher?
That was the name of the grandmother.
Okay.
But he also said,
Are we supposed to bring the book
no,
back?
Eartha Vandren is the school teacher. Eartha Vandren is the school teacher. I'm sorry, the young woman.
Did he give us the name of the grandmother?
He did not.
Okay.
Sorry, Zerwin, what'd you ask me?
Are we supposed to bring the book back once the curse is lifted, or are we're just dropping it off, right?
He said to wait and see because sometimes she can, break them. Sometimes she can't. And if she can't, she'll send it back. Or if she can, maybe she will. Who knows?
Maybe that's what we try to do as soon as we can when we get there, so that she has some time while we do other things.
Okay. All right, it's in my inventory.
Is there anything else that anyone wants to try to do? Should we try to investigate a disappearance of a shield bearer?
Um, there's actually, as you leave the Magic Emporium, you're approached by a courier. Spicy oranges, right?
Sure.
I feel like I'm playing Skyrim with all these goddamn couriers.
He's got a message tube that he holds out to you, Ezra.
Is Skyrim? Is that some kind of dwarven sport? Is there one? I'll take the message. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I'll give him, I guess, a gold since everything's so goddamn expensive here. I'll
He
give him
bites
1
it,
gold.
sees his tooth mark on it, and nice. It disappears in his hand, and he takes off.
Yeah, don't say thank you. I open the message while I also try to find how
Inside
to drag some
is
gold.
the rolled up contract, Borgle's contract, with a note attached to it.
Ezra reads the note aloud, but in your voice.
Section 6, Article 13, Paragraph 7, quote, "And the quantity now established, the food shall be available to Borgle upon completion of his duties to said party, as well as such beer as indicated in Article 12, all at once and without hesitation or sufficient consideration for any external circumstance, including," and then below that it says, "the contract is void. Borgle is safe, though his wounds should be cured."
That's something that we should do before we leave, is try to dispel curse or remove curse on him, or find a cleric who maybe can do it while we're gone.
Yep.
Should we ask Johnny?
I don't think he's a cleric, and he's new here, so he may not know where to find a cleric.
Speaker Shola is the person we should have asked.
I mean, are there any churches in the vicinity? Anything that we can see that looks holy or hospitalish?
There is, okay. What's funny that you guys haven't asked me about yet, but there aren't any churches on the Radiant Citadel.
My kind of place.
There are shrines to various gods all around the sort of city, but The biggest building is the single biggest building is the massive library that you all already have a little bit of reputation in, if you remember correctly. And then there's also a little hospital that's well staffed.
Yeah. Let's maybe stop by the hospital next. How's that sound, everyone?
Sounds
Not hearing
terrifying because
anyone say no.
I didn't prepare any hospital staff, so here we go. Let's do it. The hospital is relatively empty right now.
Hello.
There are sorry. It's not very busy. There is a woman at a desk when you go through the sort of wide front doors. She looks up. Yes.
Hi. We were hoping to look into the possibility of hiring a cleric services to remove a curse from a giant's hands.
Okay. She pulls out a big ledger, slaps it down. Curse removal. Yep. Now, is this astral curse? Is it a prime material plane curse? Is this an infernal curse? Is this a
It's fiendish, probably infernal.
okay? Yep. Pretty common. Yeah. It's not gonna be cheap, but yeah. You said a giant.
Yes.
Okay. There's a giant here on the Citadel.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Okay.
came. He's
He's
our
allowed.
ward of sorts. He's under our protection.
Sure. Hold on a second. Bernice. Bernice.
Oh, I hate when
And
it's
then
open this.
after a
Yeah,
minute,
spikes the.
another woman comes out. First she like pokes her head in. Oh yeah. Yes. These people are looking for curse removal, probably infernal, on a giant's hands. You said.
Big hands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That sounds
Yes.
interesting. You wanna take me there or no?
It would be great if you could join us, and we'll bring you to where he is. He's at our residence. He sleeps under a tarp outside because he's so tall.
Oh sure. My name's Bernice. It's nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Bernice. I'm Ezra, and these are my friends.
I'm Dirk.
Hello, Dirk. Yeah. Well, let's go then.
Great.
So
Off we go.
as you walk, she asks a lot of questions and talks a lot the entire way. So you guys new here then, or have you been living here a while?
Most of
You've
us have
been
been
living
here
here
for
about 20 years.
at
20
least a few
years,
months.
a few months.
Most
Well,
of us. One of us might have been here for 20 years. Ezra shoots a quizzical glance this time at Dirk.
I'd telepathically say, follow my lead.
oh sure.
Ez-
So do you like it here, or it
Oh,
seems
yeah.
like you all are from other places.
It's great. How long have you been on the Radiant Citadel?
Oh, I was born here. Yeah. My dad and mom started the hospital. Must have been a long time ago now.
Well, thank
Wow,
you
they
for your
started the
service.
hospital. Must have been a little hospital then it grew, right?
No, I think Speaker Shola wanted it to be a big one right away.
Oh. Oh.
Got to take care of a lot of people that come in and out of here.
How long have people been here?
Oh, I don't know. Before that, they had a smaller place that had a bunch of clerics and paladins in it, but they wanted a bigger space, so they hired some professionals.
Where'd the clerics and the paladins go?
Oh, we still have some of them, yeah.
Where are they? At the
Oh,
hospital?
oh yeah, sure, all over.
Yeah.
You might be a cleric or a paladin for all I know.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. I might be. Well,
So what
should
do you
we
guys
go
do
and
for
talk
fun
to
then?
them? Uh,
We took part in the contest.
yeah, we kill
Uh,
big shrimp.
Oh yeah?
yeah. We took part in the night market games a few weeks
Oh
ago.
yeah, I remember that. Good times. Wait a minute. Are you guys the spicy oranges?
Not her.
I
Yes, now,
thought I
if she wasn't there.
recognized you. The guy
Yeah, I
with the
mean, now
purple hair gave it away.
Yeah, he's probably the most easy to catch out of a crowd.
Oh jeez. This is great. Well, I'd love to help the spicy oranges.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Where did you get a giant from?
From Kryn, although he's not from there. We don't really know where he's from. Do you know anything about giants?
Sure, they're big.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's about as much as we know, actually. We don't know where he's from. It would be great if we
Oh,
could
what
try to
kind
find a
of
way to get him
giant
back
is
there.
he?
He's one of the big ones.
Oh, one of the big ones, he says.
Would that be a
Oh,
nature check to have any idea what kind he is? If only we had a ranger.
yeah. Or not. You don't have to. Nope, you don't. Doesn't matter.
I got a 12. Has everyone got a 13?
A
You know a lot
12?
about
Well, he
nature.
doesn't look like he's on fire or made of ice, so he's probably not a fire or an ice giant. Nice job on the 12.
Thanks. He mentioned being from a place it sounded like maybe his house or cabin was in a forest.
Yeah, he likes
He
forests and
mentioned
deer.
mountains, but it didn't really sound like he could like see mountains. It was a very
He
mountainous
likes eating fish.
horizon kind of.
Oh,
Galadas got a 16. Does that stir anything up?
yeah, he's 16's much better. You could probably figure out he's probably either a hill giant or a stone giant. You could probably figure that
Oh,
out with conversation
guys,
with him.
he's like the dwarves in Kryn, where we have like gully dwarves and hill dwarves, and the dwarves that live under the mountains. So he's probably a giant that lives in the hills or maybe in the mountains.
Okay.
Oh,
He's definitely not a
sure.
gully giant.
Is his skin more gray or is it more like brown?
Oh no, his hands are black.
Oh no, how did his
That's from
hands
the
turn black?
curse.
Oh, the
He's pretty gray.
curse. Yeah,
He's pretty gray.
I don't know what color is Borgle, Bill.
he's
He's
more
gray.
grayish.
Oh, would that be more of the stony kind,
Yes, it
Galadas?
would.
I mean, rocks
Yeah.
can be all kinds of colors, right?
Stereotypically, they're gray though.
I guess you're right.
You can milk anything with nipples.
What?
Sorry, all of a sudden the meet the parents. He was like, rocks could be all kinds of colors. I don't know why that.
You can
made
milk
that-
anything with nipples. There it is, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
I
There's
have
the quote of the
nipples, so
night.
can I
Rocks
milk
are
me?
usually gray. Oh yeah, well you can milk anything with nipples. Does it get better than that? I don't know.
Man, we got to be getting close to our house at this point.
Oh no, you
We
got a
got-
long way to go still.
Oh Jesus!
Bernice, she likes to talk. It can maybe she walks a little slow. All right, you get back to the house. Um, she looks up at Borgle and says, "Oh, come here then. Let me see them hands there, big fella." Borgle like sort of tromps over and plops himself down in front of her. Borgle's hands hurt. Oh yeah, that's some pretty nasty stuff. It's gonna take a lot of decursing over a long period of time to get rid of all that. But I can start today. Probably in a month or two you'll be back to normal. Would you like that, big fella? Yes. Borgle sad. Hands hurt.
Positive attitude, Borgle. We talked about this.
And
Borgle not
Borgle,
remember.
we received word that your contract has been nullified, so you're off the hook. I'm sorry that it doesn't matter anymore. It's not.
It
You're
mattered
not
to
bound.
Borgle.
You're not bound to
It's
it
dead.
anymore.
Your contract is dead.
Contract dead?
Yeah.
Oh, friends!
Yeah.
He scoops you guys into a giant, like anyone who's close enough, he scoops into a hug.
I'm sorry that you didn't get all of the food and drink that you were promised.
Oh, that's okay. Free from dead contract make Borgle much happy.
It sounds like maybe you'll need to stay here on the Citadel for a month or two to fully heal, and in that time we'll try to find out where you're from and arrange for you to get back there.
Okay.
I turn to Bernice and I go, okay, Bernice, so he's gonna need a lot of food. And can can we hire you to help take care of him, make sure that he's well tended to? We'll pay you very nicely, or could you find someone for us? If we gave you a significant sum of money right now, could you help us take care of this guy until we come back? Because we gotta go.
Oh, geez, I'm so busy at the hospital. I really don't have time. I'll come out here though every morning and make sure that I work on his hands and they're doing good. And you know, the hospital runs by donation, so you can give whatever you can afford to give.
Great. And then, do you know somebody who could bring like a daily moose for him to eat?
We can give
Uh,
him. I mean, we could give him a little bit of money to buy food.
so
You're gonna
you
give
actually
him currency?
hear at that point a voice pipe up. I can help. Around the corner of the yard wall, um, a, like a pale-skinned, red-haired boy of maybe 14 pokes his head. I uh, I could help with with your buddy here and the toad. Gonna need to feed the toad too, right?
Yeah, we're gonna need to feed the toad. How'd you know about the toad?
How long have you been back there waiting for us for, this opportunity to offer your services?
I was passing by. I was passing by.
What's
Just
your name?
Willie.
Willie. Okay. Uh, yeah,
I don't.
Willie. We would love for you to help. We would love for you to help. You know what? We could
Borgle
actually
says,
compensate.
Willie keep Borgle company when he's scared at night.
That is adorable. I give Willie a piece of gold. That's for your path services.
Oh,
Uh,
thanks, mister.
and you know what he likes, Willie?
Well, yeah, everybody likes good food.
Great. Okay. So here's the thing. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave. Do you think that you could handle having 50 gold around if I put it in the basement?
Well, Matilda might eat it.
Yeah, you shouldn't put it in the basement. Matilda doesn't
Okay.
eat people, but I think I saw a cat disappear down there the other day.
You know what? That's a good thing. That was a test and you passed. I'm gonna put it behind the house. Uh,
You could put it in a lockbox and give me the key. That way, if the lockbox is still there but it's empty, you know I stole it.
that's a really good idea. We'll do exactly that. Is there a lockbox here?
I mean, it came furnished. I would guess that there's
Yeah,
Yeah.
some sort
something.
of pin
A
pad. So
chest.
we're gonna put 50 gold in there. Okay, and you're gonna take care of this guy until we get back. Does that make sense?
Well, how long are you going to be gone for? You might want to leave more couple hundred.
Couple hundred.
Listen,
Let's take up a collection here. How much does everyone want to throw in?
I'll put 50 in. I'll put a couple hundred in. This is all fine. I just want to make sure that he's taken care of.
Yeah, I'm sure
Uh,
we can all pitch in
I'm putting a
what's
couple
needed.
hundred in. I put 200 in the lockbox that we just invented for Willie.
I'll throw in 217 to get to a rounder number. I
Willie
think
is like
we'll split it down the middle between the church and Willie.
Willie is terrifyingly thin and wearing kind of dirty clothes.
Willie, you're so thin it's scary. Why don't you get
I'm
yourself
growing.
10, 12 meals also? Like, make sure you're well fed.
Yeah, feed yourself. I do detect thoughts on Willie real quick.
Would he get his surface thoughts?
Yeah, I got his surface thoughts, and then I can probe more deeply into intentions and stuff than they have to do. I believe a wisdom save.
Did that guy just say I could buy myself 12 meals? Holy shit.
And I can talk to him to revoke more thoughts. So I'm like, so you understand what we want to do, right?
You're doing that telepathically?
No, I'm saying it to him out
Oh,
loud, and
yeah.
I can hear his surface thoughts as he's saying it. So I'm just it's essentially his surface thoughts matching his speech.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you promise you're going to. You promise you're going to help while we're gone, right?
Oh, I wouldn't let Borgle starve. He's like my only friend.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I want you to make sure that you're well fed so that you can take good care of Borgle while you're gone. I want you to be very careful with the gold. Do you think that you can do that?
Yeah. I mean, that's the easiest job I've ever had.
Great. So if he's healthy and happy and he gives me a high five about you being nice when we get back, then maybe we got more Borgle jobs for you in the future. You got it?
Yeah, that's great.
Willie, where do you live?
Um,
Do you have a home?
yeah, no, I have a home. It's
No, Willie, you got to stay here. That's part of the job. You got to stay in this house.
oh,
You got to stay here,
yeah, that would be
or else you don't
okay.
have a job.
Yep, no,
Okay, great.
that's totally fine. He was totally
Okay,
lying,
good.
Dirk, about having a home.
Oh yeah, no, I got that.
Actually, what you pick up is that he like lives in the hedge between this house and the next one.
Hmm. Yeah, because you got to take care of the house, make sure it's okay while we're gone. Okay, Willie?
Okay, yeah, I can do that. My parents won't mind.
Is he lying about having parents?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Cool. You take care of Borgle and the toad.
Was
Uh,
anybody else going to throw some money in for,
what does the
the
toad
assorted
eat?
costs?
Yeah, I'll throw 100 in.
Because I don't feel good about throwing cats down in the basement.
That's right. That's correct. That's the right answer, Willie. What does the toad eat?
Totally, the toad's favorite food is like giant cockroaches.
Yeah, bugs. I mean, maybe a prawn might be the
That's
closest thing to it.
that's what you have been feeding it, although it is on the tad expensive side since those prawns are also the giant prawns are also fed to people. You might be able to work out a supply of like, centipedes or millipedes and cockroaches and, other things while you're gone.
She also doesn't need to eat that much.
It's
Like,
true. She can, well,
it's one of the,
she can, like gorge herself and then be good for a couple weeks.
yeah, because she just needs like a salt lick.
You already have
She's
one of
got a
those.
salt lick down there, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, bugs, prawns, whatever. She should be mostly good, Willie. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Jana's gonna make sure that Willie has like blankets and a bed set up and like
You can probably stay
get
in
all
my
of that.
room. The bed will be about the right size.
Okay. Jana will make sure that he has got like everything that he's all set up and also tell him that if he goes in her room, he's gonna know. And when she comes
Good.
back, she's gonna so he
We're
doesn't go
going
in.
to put the fear of God in Willie before we leave.
But he should stay here and eat all the food that he wants and be safe and warm. But just don't go in my room.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I would.
Wait, what exactly are his thoughts when he says nope and he makes that face?
Something along the lines of like, I've been stabbed before and I really don't want to get stabbed again.
Jesus. All right.
Good. We understand each other.
And she looks like she'll do it.
I turned to Janet and I go, I think you might have just re-traumatized that kid.
I gave him a lot of blankets.
What else do you want from me?
Fair.
Do we have any other loose ends here on the Citadel before we go, folks?
Well, all right then. I'm gonna head back to the hospital. I'll see you guys later.
I'll
Thanks,
give
Willie.
her 250 gold out of our little collection that we just took up and say
Oh,
thank you so
jeez.
much. And we'll there may be a future donation after we return from our next assignment as well.
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
I'll put in 152.
To Bernice?
No, to
The
the pool.
Add another 75, so 325.
Okay.
And you said 175 or wait, how much? 150?
Yeah.
150. And then so we set aside in the lockbox 258. I don't know. I'm gonna do some math.
How much did you chip in, Geldis, to the lockbox?
You didn't, Bill.
How much
Okay.
do we need? Does
I mean,
It depends on how
whatever
long
you
you're
want
gone
to
for.
donate.
Yeah, it depends on how long you're gone for.
I'll throw 150 in there.
So we'll give maybe, let's say 250 to the church for right now. And that
And
leaves 567 for Willie.
okay, all right.
Do we? What were we supposed to bring back to Baldur's Gate?
For before Gloaming Day. Hold on.
And how close are we to Gloaming Day?
Great question. I have that info. 2 months, and so it's about a month and a week, or a month and 2 weeks, probably.
Time moves differently different places,
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
but
When we were
if
there,
yes,
it was
if
2 months until the next Gloaming
from
Day.
your time it's just over a month as you have lived until Gloaming Day.
Okay.
Yeah, and so what Graz had said to bring the book and the relic back to Baldur's Gate on Gloaming Day.
Hmm.
The book was probably my book. And the relic is the reconstructed sword that he had been inside of.
I wonder if there's any place that has like a really complicated calendar that compares times at various places.
And sorry, not that he had been inside of, that Gargoth had been inside of.
That's correct.
And then Bill, would you, I mean, I can look around, but am I correct that it's the book that I have?
That is the assumption.
Yeah. And one thing I didn't do, does Shola have the pommel? Did we leave it with Speaker Shola?
Yes, you did.
Great. And that's the only part that we have found so far is the pommel, but there's also the blade, and I want to say maybe the hilt also.
The blade.
Very
To
good.
Blade.
Very good.
All right. Are you going to head where? I mean, where else? Anything else you want to do while you're here?
We could try to investigate our yacht, but
You've still got about 2.5 hours before the Concord Jewel is ready.
I mean, it sounds like that trail's pretty cold.
Okay.
Sure. Let's go to the gloom's edge. We'll ask around real quick. What's the worst that could happen?
You do see Skip at the Gloom's Edge. Um, he's like sitting at a table, and there's about 10 people standing around the table around him. And when you first walk in, you're like, oh, shit, is he about to get jumped? But then he like says something that you can't quite catch, and all 10 of the guys start laughing hysterically at the same time. And one of them starts pounding the table like, you're fucking hilarious. He sees you all come in and motions over to you.
Hi, Skip.
Hey, uh, listen, I'm not drinking. It's a little early for me, but I have some food. You guys hungry?
Sure.
Yeah, it's been, according to what the disembodied voice just said, it's been probably 3.5, 4 hours since the last time I ate, so I'm probably hungry.
All right. How about some? Listen, I just found out that the guys in the kitchen make this thing they like to call a roast beef sandwich. And it is amazing. It's got this sauce on it they call a jus. I've never had any of this before. Fucking 10 out of 10. Can I get you guys some?
Out of game, do I know what a roast beef au jus is?
Yeah. You're from a
Yeah,
pretty
I
big
want one of
city.
those.
You know, I don't know. Jana might not have had a roast beef sandwich with jus before. Ezra probably definitely hasn't. Zerwin probably has. Geldis maybe.
I'd love some. You throw some cheese on there, we're in business.
Oh, good idea. What kind of cheese though? Like something soft, something firm, something stinky.
Dealer's choice.
All right. I'll be right back. He goes into the kitchen and as he backs out through the door and they like swing open, you hear like a raucous round of laughter follow him out. And he sits back down and he's got a couple of little cups and he's like, "This is the jus. Just smell that shit. It's fucking a fire."
It's on fire?
No, just take a whiff. Oh God. What are you guys up to? You ready for our trip back to my homeland?
I mean, right now I'm pretty sure we're all sitting around smelling gravy. So
I'm going to be busy for another 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah, you are. No, let's be honest, Erwin. You're gonna crush this sandwich in less than 5 minutes, so you're not gonna be busy that long. Listen, Ezra, you're an astute and perceptive individual. You're here for something. It's not just sandwiches. What is it?
I figured I would ask about Aryat, the missing shield bearer. I think he was actually the head of the shield bearers.
Hmm.
Figured I would ask a little about it. Him,
Yeah,
ask around, see if I could rustle up any information.
good idea. You should talk to that guy. He points to one guy who looks a little drunk, who's sitting at a table with a bunch of other people. He was a shield bearer and then quit.
Sure, I'll start there. Anyone want to come along?
I
I'll
do.
come.
All
All
right,
right.
I'll yell when your sandwiches get here.
Thank you.
Are you all going, or is Jana gonna stay and keep me company?
No, I'll go.
Ah!
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, the guy sitting at the table with his friends looks up as you approach. Can I help you?
Yeah, I was gonna offer to buy around for you and your friends. Can we join you?
Mm, uh, table's kind of full, but he stands up. Harmon.
Good to meet you, Harmon. I'm Ezra, and these are my colleagues. Ezra introduces them. Um, if I'm honest, and I will be honest, uh, we're not just here to offer free drinks. We were hoping to ask you a few questions about the shield bearers and if you might know anything about Aryat and what happened to him. I mean, could tell us anything about his disappearance.
I don't know anything about his disappearance, but I will tell you that Aryat's one of the good ones.
Yeah, that was the impression I got.
I didn't. It's a shit job. It pays shit, and all you do is wade through shit all the time.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse. It's twice as dangerous as it was even a year ago. Every day it's getting worse. I don't know what happened to Aryat, but I hope he's okay wherever he is. I hope he fucking quit. That's what I hope.
Did he have a beat that he like walked or had to manage or
No, he was the commander.
right? So he had like an office then that he worked out of?
Yeah, over in the barracks.
Okay.
Did he have any enemies?
I mean, I don't think anyone or any creature in the quarantine liked him, for what that's worth. But, you know, the men mostly respected him. You know, some liked him a lot, some didn't care for him, but they all saw him be on the front line of every fight that he was in. And that's how you earn the men's respect.
Why did you quit?
I got kids.
Is it serious?
Unfortunately, yeah. Probably fatal at this rate, but over a longer period of time than working for the shield bearers.
Is there anything that you can think of that would be helpful for anyone who might be trying to dig up any more information about Arya or where he might have gone?
If I knew where to start looking, I'd start looking myself. In fact, you find anything out, you tell me.
Will
I'm
do.
not the only one who'll be interested in helping out.
Thanks.
I can tell you that he spent a lot of time here,
Yeah,
and
that's where we knew him from.
at the
Here.
Keening over too.
Yeah, from what we had heard, this was the last place he was seen. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the drinks.
Skip waves over. Guys, sandwiches. Sandwiches.
Thanks, Harmon.
Cheers. The sandwiches are pretty fucking great. And the cheese was a worthy addition. When you're finished, you sit back, sated. The sandwiches are also quite large. So you're feeling a little stuffed. And you sort of lay back in your chairs. And Skip goes, "So what can I answer for you before, we actually get to the Empire? You gotta have questions, right?"
How much of the island is the Empire versus the Wild versus the Fae?
Roughly a third each, although the Empire is slightly bigger.
Are there specific laws that you could tell us, especially anything that might be abnormal or unexpected?
I'm actually gonna do this. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a map.
There's some kind of stream to wade in. Wow.
It's a map.
What's
Now
that white stuff in the middle?
here. Oh, this is a mountainous glacial range. So these are mountains here, and there's a massive glacier right in the middle.
Mm.
It's pretty much impassable. It's got a little fragment here. This is where the capital is.
Wow.
That's the capital of Puergos. It's a town that has a massive harbor. And this over here, that's
So
Doodle Hall.
it's almost alarmingly close to the Fae realm. What's the scale on this map? Oh, it's there in the corner. Is this do you guys use metric or is this imperial?
It's not actually on the map that you're looking at.
Oh.
Please ignore that scale. You don't
Yep.
see that scale.
Yeah. All right. I sure hope if we're going to go all the way across the Empire that we don't end up at the capital to start. Maybe the jewel will drop us right in Drunel Hall. That would be preferable.
Maybe. I'm not a pilot.
But you do play one on TV.
Well, I have been a ship's pilot actually.
Are there any laws that are like unique to your homeland? that we need to know about where we blunder in?
It's a good question. I can't think of any like basic laws that would be drastically different from what you might be used to, but it has been several decades since I've been home. Um,
Normal things like don't steal, don't kill.
yeah, you know, there's kind of a social caste system. Wealthy people making the rules. Uh, it's a representative sort of republic. It's a republic. You know, my father may have changed some things since I was there last, but I wouldn't know, and I won't have a chance to ask him now.
Because you'll be with us.
Because
Well,
he's
because he
dead.
died.
That was one of the interesting things that Borwell said that kind of caught my attention. What was it he said? Long live the Emperor. Hold on, I have it.
Rest in peace and
May he rest
long.
in peace. May he live forever.
Well, that's what you say when you're in between emperors.
Oh,
Are you not in line for emperor?
I am, but I'm not direct. I am not the first in line.
What are
who's the
you in
first?
line?
Third,
You have older siblings?
I have an older brother and an older sister.
Nice.
I might be fourth, depending on how aggressive my uncle is. I don't give a shit because I don't want it anyway.
Yeah, you seem like a could have the emperor, but don't give a shit kind of guy.
I think that most people who want to be emperor don't have any fucking clue what it's like to be emperor. I have a little bit of a clue, and I wouldn't be emperor for anything.
We get a bunch of the perks without any of the responsibility where you are, right?
I get the money, but again, remember my story? Well, you probably don't remember my story. I had money, um, I lost it, and then I made it back, and then I started a city. It's a long story. Nobody cares.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember that story.
I'm sure when I'll go home, everything will be free. Nobody will charge me for anything. It'll be awkward.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
All right, well,
What's your city known for?
which city?
Like your family, your
Hmm.
home.
Well, my great 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 whatever grandfather was a renowned leader of soldiers, a famous general, and also a hell of a politician. Um, was very good at pulling the strings and turning the cogs, and sharp man apparently, um, surpassed only by his wife, who was such a genius that she basically created an empire through her husband. By all accounts, it was her who really put the structure together, even though he was, again, a very smart man. What are they known for? They're known for being beloved and trusted and leaders. It's not to say they haven't made bad decisions, but the good decisions seem to outweigh the bad ones. You know what else they're they're known for is the ability to think long term and tenacity. What are they known for with me? Being a bunch of pompous assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really full of themselves. If you could imagine an overstuffed shirt that was on fire and doing some sort of intricate dance while proclaiming its own greatness, that's my older brother.
That's how I go to sleep, is imagining that
Good, yeah. Yeah. Give you nightmares.
every time.
There's some
Cool.
good
So we
people
get to
there.
meet him. We get to hang out. We're gonna have lunch.
Absolutely not. I'm not going anywhere near my brother, and I'm your guide.
Oh, all right. Fine.
There are some good people there. I do have friends that I miss, and I haven't seen in a long time.
Are we, since you're our guide, are people gonna notice you and stop you everywhere we go?
That's might be unavoidable. I will draw attention, good and bad. But trust me when I say you'd rather have me than some douchebag that my brother picked out for you.
While we're sitting at the table eating our sandwiches, Ezra produces a dagger and he makes a small cut on one of his forearms. And he takes the vial that he bought from John Cano's, uh, however long, I guess yesterday or the day before, and he collects a few drops of the blood in the vial
Ezra, what the fuck?
and caps
We're
it
we're
and adds
eating.
it to a chain that he has around his neck. I'm sorry, I needed to attune to this, and it needs some of my blood for me to do that. I thought now was as good a time as any.
Why?
You
Why
did
is
not
now as
think
good a
that.
time as any? We're gonna be on a fucking we're gonna be on the Conquered Jewel for an hour.
I mean, I thought it was faster than that. It takes an hour. I thought pilots were better than that.
Honestly, just go to the bathroom. Just go to the bathroom. Don't do it.
Kid, maybe you should pilot the
I'm
Jewel.
having a sandwich.
Listen, after some of the things I've seen you do, Dirk, I wouldn't think that a little blood would make you squeamish.
I would never do those things having a sandwich at the same time.
Oh man.
Jesus. Have some
All of you can make a
manners.
perception roll.
Dirty 20.
I'm gonna use a sorcery point to re-roll mine.
25.
A little bit better, 17.
14.
If it helps, my nature roll for what kind of giant Borgle is was a 5 with bonuses. So I still think he might be an 8.
We
Dirk,
got a long rest, right, for the hangover sleep.
yeah, Dirk and Jana, you guys, you both notice Bundo now in the corner, sitting at a table. You didn't notice him when you first walked in because he's got two women sitting on his lap, one on each leg.
We didn't notice the rabbit guy.
You
Okay.
literally can't see him beneath the women.
And there's a lot of people in here. It's busy. It's a big place.
How big are these women?
Big
Bigger
enough.
than him. He's, he's
he
like,
Bigger
slight?
than a rabbit.
yeah, he's little.
Oh, okay.
He's like 5'2", 5'3".
That's not how I pictured
He's
him.
huge.
And he's small for a human, large for,
Rabbit.
Yes.
I say, oh, hey, the rabbit dude's here.
Well, now you can all see him. He's whispering
Over there.
something into one of the women's ears, and she like turns us like, "Oh, you're terrible."
I just say telepathically to Bundo, I say sinner.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Why not?
Why would you? Give me a good reason why Dirk would say that.
Because he's
What is the word?
being salacious
So, what does the word
in
sin mean
public.
to Dirk?
What is happening right now?
We're gonna get into like a conversation about morals and metaphysics. I'm gonna start cutting up my arm again.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do you guys think we made the right decisions in Wonder? Things that we chose to do to protect that place?
Whenever I don't think about my decisions, I always think they're right.
What do you mean?
I mean, the people who we rallied to give their lives to defend that place, was that the right choice?
What was the other choice? To let everyone die?
Eh. I wonder if it might have been possible to handle the situation in a way where we could have fought the dragon or the army or both separately in better circumstances, more advantageous circumstances to us, or
How
maybe
much
not
blood did you just lose?
a few drops, but that's a lot for me. I'm a lot smaller than you.
The whole town was safe. You can't make perfect the enemy of the good. We did
Yeah,
a
Well,
lot of good. We did
in my
all the good.
in my experience, it's really easy to question yourself after the fact, but we won and we saved a lot of people. So I don't regret the decisions we made.
all right. Let's keep trying to make better and better ones as we move forward.
It's about time to head to the Concord Jewel, and you see that Bundo is coming with you. Um, as you approach, there's another familiar face at the Concord Jewel. It's the pilot. It's the same pilot. When he sees all of you coming, he literally puts his heads in his hands and wipes his face. No fucking black-handed giants and no draconians, right? We're good on that? Just you guys and the bunny.
Just us.
Ezra's gonna stroll right up to him and smile and hold out his hand to shake the pilot's hand and say, "Listen, caught us on the tail end of a pretty bad week. Uh, when we last met, I want to apologize for that. It's good to see you again. My name is Ezra. These are my colleagues." Ezra introduces all of them. "Thank you for the work that you do. It means a lot to us that we get to see you again and that you're bringing us to Joram."
Did
But
you
yeah,
get in,
no giant.
Make a
did
roll.
you get did you get in trouble?
Yeah.
What role do you want me to make?
It sounds like you're trying to be persuasive. Are you not?
I was just trying to be nice, but I'll roll a persuasion. How's a 22?
Good.
Is there anybody that we could talk to get them off their back if you did get in trouble for helping us out last time?
Whatever. It's fine. Just can we not have please tell me there's no more surprises. This is it, right? Please.
It's the 6 of us and our guide, Ezra points to Skip,
Oh, I know
and
Skip. Everybody knows Skip.
Skip.
we didn't until last night, but I'm glad you know him. And then Bundo, the Harrigan. Right? There's nobody else. It's just the 6 of us and the guy and Skip and Bundo.
That's
That
correct.
should be everybody. No familiars, no giants, no warlock patrons. Just that.
All right. Well, let's load up. The hold this time is clear, and they've put a bunch of seats in to make it more comfortable for you. This trip does take a little bit longer. We have to go to a different part of the plane, the plane to teleport from, but won't be too long. Sorry, hold on. Okay. You all pile in and take off, which goes fairly normally. There is the moment that you fly up out of the Royal Diamond and are able to look back. And since I believe it was Dirk who noticed last time, right?
That sounds right.
So if you all want to
Mhm.
make another check because now you know to look for something, you can all make a perception check if you want to try to see the spot that Dirk mentioned.
25.
19.
Dirty 20.
24.
Man, it's almost like Dirk pointed it out to us. I can see it so clearly now.
Gaudis,
What were we rolling? Sorry,
perception.
Perception.
perception. Didn't roll higher than the rest of them. 15.
You're actually the only one who can't see it. But now that Dirk has pointed it out, everyone else can see. There is a black. It looks like rot on the Aurora Diamond. It's about 2/3 of the way up, and from your perspective, it's quite tiny. But given how how massive the diamond is, it is maybe the size of a small house. You only get to see it for a couple seconds before you pour it away, but the vision is clear and sticks with you. There is something badly wrong with the Aurora Diamond, and the consequences of that are catastrophic for potentially everyone everywhere. As you come through the other side, let me see if I can. Yeah, I think I can do this.
Well, do it.
As you come through the other side, you see first, the whole island surrounded by the ocean and the topography that I showed you previous. And then you slowly come into Journal Hall or above Journal Hall, and this is what it looks like. You can see that there are two castles, one built inside the old city and one built outside what is the city walls. There are farm fields, there are forests. You can see the quarry off in the distance. Um, and you sort of get a feel for what it's like here. It's very hilly, but the actual spot that the city is in is pretty flat. If you were to just go outside the sort of boundaries of this, you would see hills, and in fact, uh, this part down here, is hills, which is why there's no farmland on it, and the hill chain goes up. And then this is hills here, and this is all hills. Basically, everywhere there's forest is hills, and the other spaces are mostly flat. It looks like you might go down and land very close to the city, but at the last moment, the Conqueror Jewel peels off and goes over here. there's an iron excavators there. And there's a lot of machinery and heat and metal, and there's a big open yard there that the Conquered Jewel lands in and lets you out. The weather when you get out is midsummer. It's hot, but not unbearable. Probably in the low 80s. It's incredibly vibrant and lush. Everything is alive in the way that things can only be if they live in a climate that also has a long winter. And even though there's no river here, when you came in, you saw a creek that comes out of the mountains and heads, sort of northwest or southeast. And it's big enough to put some rafts on, even if not big enough to draw a full boat. You figure that's probably how they get stone and iron up and down or possibly the roads to a bigger berth. The city itself is, as you arrive, you left at like 4-ish p.m. It looks like it's more like noon here. And there's the busy bustle of small town life. There's a lot of noise, a lot of craftsmen. Bundo hops off and says, he pulls another joint out and sparks it up. Oh, it's good to be home. Last minute requests, dedications, questions? Righto, see you later. And he hops off. Skip goes, he kind of looks around and says, I know just where to start. A little place I like to call well, what is it called? I think it's called the Bard's Cobble. I gotta find it again. The Bard's Cobbler. Little place I like to call the Bard's Cobbler. He has he pulls out his backpack and he pulls out a traveler's cloak with a hood and he puts it up and tries to hide his face. He's like, "You guys ready for this? Need to pay a visit to an old friend."
Born ready. Let's get started.
We're gonna end real soon, but you walk through the town, which is like a lot of towns. It doesn't seem to be anything abnormal about it. There does seem to be only one inn. I gotta find this for you. Hold on. There it is. Behind, as you go into the inn, you see this guy standing behind the bar. And when he looks up, he sees Skip, and that little grin spreads across his face. From a little, mischievous grin to a full-fledged big smile. "Skip, you son of a bitch," he says. And he comes around the bar to give Skip a big hug. And that's where we will end tonight before you meet this character. Although I get it. Very funny. Yeah. I will put him in the NPC channel.
Where he belongs.
Where he belongs. All right, friends. Next week, the next chapter begins, and yeah, you got a lot of new stuff to learn, a lot of new people to meet, a lot of new shit to do. So yeah, be ready for all that. I'm gonna, if you wouldn't mind giving out Danger Awesome points to each other, I'm gonna check and see if anybody's here and awake for the prizes raffle.
Dirk can get my Danger Awesome point for calling me out on being a kleptomaniac and stealing things.
I'm gonna give mine to Jana for being sweet and scary to that kid,
Yeah, it was
Um,
really good.
threatening him after making sure he's got everything he needs. That's great.
Thanks. I'm gonna give mine to Dirk. I like when he mind reads the people we're talking to.
Fun.
I'm gonna give mine to Zerwin for rubbing the hangover cure directly into his eyeballs.
That's good.
That was bold.
Mine goes to Ezra for bloodletting himself over lunch.
Thank you. Exactly what Ezra would do.
I'm gonna give one to Ezra for keeping track of all of the money of the group without any thanks and without skimming off the top. Yeah, well done. But
Thanks, Ezra.
yeah, there it is. And for, just being a genuine good guy. Oh shit. All right, I'm gonna end. There was nobody here for raffle, right? Nobody's here for prize raffle. All right, I'm gonna end there. Night, y'all. Night, y'all.